Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. First, can I pay tribute to our armed forces for all they do? Last November, the Prime Minister paid his own tribute when he said, and I quote, "For decades, British governments have trimmed and cheese-pared our defence budget. If we go on like this, we risk waking up to discover that our armed forces, the pride of Britain, have fallen below the minimum threshold of viability, and once lost, they can never be regained. The outcome would not only be craven, it would jeopardise the security of the British people, amounting to a dereliction of duty for any Prime Minister." I say amen to that. My right honourable friend went on to announce a welcome increase in defence spending of just over £24 billion over the next 4 years. Again, this is to be welcome. As a former soldier and member of the Defence Select Committee, this level of support and commitment to our armed forces is critical. Paying an insurance premium is always painful, until, of course, it's called for when its value is truly appreciated. The question now is, what do we want our armed forces to do? We need a clear aim, if a relevant appreciation is to be made. We had a useful acronym in the Army, KISS, Keep It Simple, Stupid. For too long, reviews have been overcomplicated, often resulting in a fudge. During the Cold War, the aim was simple, to counter the threat from the Soviet Union. Today, there's a clear and present danger from not only a re-emergent Russia, but also China, and that's not to mention terrorism. Worryingly, the rules-based order appears to not apply to any of them. Our days of operating on our own, except perhaps for minor deployments, are over, and we'll be working closely with our NATO allies. Whatever we deploy, whether on land, sea, or in the air, must be the best, with properly trained and equipped personnel. Can we afford to go on mothballing scores of main battle tanks, fooling ourselves that they can be reactivated in days when that's simply not possible? If we are to keep this asset, surely quality is more realistic than quantity. Of course, money is a key factor and a government's commitment to spend it. But with hugely expensive items on the wish list, not least in cyber and space, how to prioritise? Surely that's a question, not just for the UK to answer, but also our allies, not least the most important one, the United States. At a recent public session of our committee, I noted Lord Drax's comments carefully. He told us how former US Defence Secretary General Mattis had said the US would not regard our armed forces as credible if we could not field an army of 100,000. Well, I understand there's an ongoing argument within the MOD as to whether the army should be cut to 75,000 or 72,000. Like the US, I believe any cut to our dwindling conventional force is short-sighted. Maintaining such an asset within NATO is key in deterring a would-be aggressor. And now, as global Britain, we need to take this responsibility very seriously indeed. Then, of equal significance is soft power. Our armed forces serve and are welcomed around the world. Our troops evacuate, support, rescue, protect, build, and train overseas. The white ensign flying proudly at the stern of our warships is still a powerful and reassuring emblem to many, representing freedom, democracy, and the rule of law. And at a time of great instability in the world where so many people live under the cosh, never has it been more important to fly the flag. The Prime Minister's made an encouraging start. Now we need clarification of the aim so that a thorough appreciation can be made and the right conclusions reached.
To our final speaker.